Hey guys! So I'm gonna read. I'm a bit nervous. I don't normally read out loud to people. So the fact that this is now going to be on the internet forever, or until I take off, it kind of makes me just a bit nervous. A little bit. Also, I'm wearing Christmas sweater because my Thanksgiving was yesterday, so I can wear Christmas sweaters now. I almost decided not to make a video today, even with it being so close to the end of the month. Partially because somebody kept me up all night. And partially because I think I might be getting sick. I've been exhausted the last few days, even without Gus keeping me up. Like, I've just been, like, physically drained. So, yeah. That plus the fact that I'm behind in my writing and work has just been stressful because of Death Thursday sales going on tomorrow. I just have not been doing very good the last few days. But I'm going to read anyway, because I promised. And then I pushed it back a day. So, also don't judge, please. If you didn't watch my previous video, I would recommend doing it first. I'll leave a link in the description below for it. The one explaining kind of where I'm at when I start reading this. In that video I stated that Cole went with Alexis into the 9 Circles of Hell, but at this point he is not with her. The details as to why, I don't really remember. Honestly, it's been a long time since I've worked on this storyline in particular. But she's by herself, so that's all you really need to know. Alright. The smell of burning meat hit her nose as she crossed the door's threshold, making her gag and pinch her nose close for a moment. Smoke sat low on the ground, looking like a graveyard from a horror movie. Alexis moved carefully forward, dragging her feet across the ground cautiously. She couldn't see the ground well enough to know if her next step would hit hard dirt or something else entirely. The further she moved into the circle, the thicker the smoke grew, filling her still sensitive lungs and causing her to cough violently. When the smoke had risen above her head, Alexis paused, kneeling down, remembering how she'd been told in school to get as low to the ground during a fire to avoid smoke. It was only worse closer to the ground, and Alexis realized why in between coughing fits. Holes scattered around her, the bottom of people's feet poking out just above the surface, flames licking at the skin. Alexis gagged again when she realized that's where the awful smell was coming from. She quickly stood up, a shiver running down her spine. Horrible, isn't it? Alexis jumped and looked around quickly, not able to see much through the smoke. You have no idea how painful this is, to be stuck in the ground forever, your feet always burning, the fire never dying. No, I can't imagine, Alexis said as she slowly circled her surroundings, keeping her eyes out for anyone who might try to attack. No, most people can't, especially when they don't even know it's a possibility once they've died. Most people now don't even know this hell exists. What's your name? Simon Magnus. Not to be confused with Simon Magus, who caused this place to be created. Where are you, Simon? Right next to you. Well, sort of. I'm below you. Alexis glanced down to see a pair of feet, the toes wiggling as if they were trying to wave at her. Then the feet began to rise out of the ground, the rest of the body following suit, until a naked man floated in front of her. He slowly turned upright, continuing to hover in the air as the fire stayed on his feet. He gave her a wicked smile, one full of mischief. Did you know there's a penalty for being here? It was established after that one man traveled through here. Dante? Alexis breathed out as she took a step back from Simon. Pain shot through her foot, and she jumped back forward. When Alexis looked behind her, ambers laid around her, and when she looked down at her feet, her shoes were no longer there. Yes, that man. He disturbed many souls while he was down here. They didn't like being reminded by a living being that they were dead and forever stuck here. What does that have to do with the burnt coals? Alexis asked, though she was sure she already knew the answer. Well, you're trying to get to the next door. Simon didn't say it like a question, but Alexis slowly nodded her head. In order to do that, you must experience some of the torment that we must endure our eternal afterlife. You're not even supposed to be here, Alexis told him in a panic, thinking quickly. You're supposed to be in the underworld, a new hell, one that's better. One where only the worst of the worst are given punishment. Someone brought you back here with no memory, apparently, to try and stop me, so that I couldn't stop them. If you let me get through, if I stop the person who did this to you, I can save you from this place. You just need to let me get to the next door. Please, I need to get through. Simon hovered there, eyeing Alexis thoughtfully, as if trying to figure out if she was telling the truth or not. Alexis breathed deeply, trying to calm the nerves that were making her body vibrate and her stomach clench. What do you think of her claim? Simon called out, and the ground shook in response. Simon chuckled. Sorry, girlie. The rule holds firm. You must cross the coals in order to leave. If you refuse, you're stuck here. If you die, you're stuck here. Alexis opened her mouth to protest and plead again, but Simon waved a hand over her face, and her mouth shut with a snap, and her muscles stayed frozen. You have been given your answer and your choices. Decide what you want to do quickly, or we shall choose for you. Alexis glared at him, not able to do anything else, and then turned to face the lower burning embers. Heat seemed to intensify as she looked across the black and amber ground to the door in the shape and color of fire. It even seemed to move gently, like flames. Alexis glanced over her shoulder to see Simon's impatient glare. Time is ticking. Better hurry it up, he growled, sending shivers down Alexis' spine even with the heat, which was only getting worse. Her hair had started to stick to the back of her neck, and her clothes clung to her. You've wasted enough of my time. Alexis shot forward, running over the coals, her feet digging into the embers. She tried to scream from the pain that pierced through her skin, but the sound stuck in her throat, her mouth still stuck shut. She kept her eyes on the door, watching as it got closer and closer. She was almost there when she lost her footing just a bit. Her toes scraped the ground and fell forward. And she fell forward. Her hand stopped the fall, the coals digging themselves into her palms. Tears fell down her face as she pushed herself up, her entire body screaming to give up, but her head told her to push on. Her feet were beginning to go numb from the pain, which made the last few feet just a bit easier to get through. A shout broke through her concentration as her hand reached up to grasp the handle, and when Alexis turned her head to look, she saw Simon's entire body covered in flames. His skin blackened and then fell away from his bones. The flames suddenly vanished, and his bones fell to the ground. The coals underneath Alexis also disappeared, and she grasped the doorknob and ran through the frame. So there you go. That's just even like a little over a page of story. I get kind of monotone when I read out loud, so I apologize if that was boring. But there. Be happy with things. Yep. If you liked this video, give me a like. That'd be really cool, because then I at least know maybe one thing I'm doing with my life is awesome. If you want to leave a comment, either telling me to read more or to never do that again, do so in the comments below. If you haven't subscribed to my channel, please do so. I really enjoy doing this, so I'm going to continue doing it. And share if you would like to, because whatever. I'll see you tomorrow, guys. Bye.